They're back. Okay, it's been a 3-month break. We're back. And do you know that quote? They're back. My birthday, 4th of June. 82 it was, so 1982. Movie came out. Poltergeist. Do you remember the movie Poltergeist? It was a ghost story, scary movie, famous quote. They're back. Little girl sitting in front of a TV set. Quite a scary movie. So did you know that movie cost 10 million to make? And it grossed in its first couple of weeks 120 million. Became the 8th biggest selling movie of 1982. Huge success. Steven Spielberg. Hang on, you'll say. It wasn't Steven Spielberg did Poltergeist. Well, what actually happened is Steven Spielberg was contracted and all tied up legally. America, contracted and tied up legally. Who would have thought it? Was all tied up and he couldn't make a movie because he was making E.T., the extraterrestrial. Phone home. Should turn my phone off in case it rings. Anyway, sidetrack. Woohoo! 3 months gone, sidetracked already. So, contracted, can't make a movie because he's making the E.T. extraterrestrial. So, what happened though is he'd already made a movie that was quite successful, which was called, damn, I tried to think of the tune then, but I didn't research that. If you heard the tune, you'd know it immediately. Bit of a weird film, I thought, but it was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. What was it? Ding, 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 ding. Anyway, sidetracked yet again. If I haven't rehearsed it, or researched it, I should say, then I've gone down a rabbit burrow and got sidetracked. So where were we? We were with Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Such a successful movie that Steven Spielberg thought, hang on, I'm going to have a sequel to this movie. He's contracted to make E.T. the Extraterrestrial, but he's just had a really successful film called... What was the film called that he had? We've completely lost it. See, I'm in my 70s now, and this is what happens. I might not cut this out, because what was the film? We were just talking about it. The movie was Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and it was so successful that he wrote a sequel to it. Did you know that? He wrote a sequel. So what happened though is another person read about this sequel, heard about this sequel, but he hated science fiction movies. So he said, how about I change this slightly and instead we'll make it a ghost story. And so that's what happened. Steven Spielberg's sequel to Close Encounters of the Third Kind turned out to not be sci-fi, ghost story instead. Steven Spielberg secretly, now this can all come out, Steven Spielberg was secretly on set virtually every single day that Poltergeist was being made, giving direction and guidance and help behind the scenes, not recorded, even though he is recorded as the screenwriter. Poltergeist. How on earth, this is supposed to be explaining why we're back after 3 months. 3-month break. So what happened with a 3-month break? Where do we begin? So why were we gone for 3 months? Well, actually, I've written a bit of a list. So, first off, it was before Christmas and the algorithm started giving us the heebie-jeebies. Videos were going backwards in recorded number. It wasn't being shared around. Anyway, I looked at a few sites, said the algorithm was causing problems, trying to change YouTube. So that was one little thing. Then the next thing that happened, and I don't even know, it might still be there on the camera, is that the camera, which has had a pretty hard life, was $190 to start with, for crying out loud, brand new. It's had a hard life, been dropped when we've been out riding, certainly had a tough life, and it looked to me like the lens was a bit knackered and wasn't very good with the light reflection. So we had the algorithm, we had the camera playing up, we had Christmas pretty much over it all. Shortly before that had happened, we'd lost one of our sweet horses, Annie. Didn't help, not in the perfect frame of mind. Even the boys missed them, didn't you? Eh? So moving on, what else? Oh, I bought a new car. So I'll have to tell that story separately, but I bought myself a new car, brand spanking new. Never thought that was going to happen. Spending the kids' inheritance, I think they say. So I bought myself a new car, love it to bits. driving it ridiculously. Here's a hint. I looked yesterday, I've done 6,025 kilometres in just under 3 months. In just under 3 months, that's the mileage I've done. And it's supposed to be serviced every year or 12,000 Ks, whichever comes first. And at this rate, it'll be well under 6 months. So I'll click over the 12,000 Ks. So that's something else. Oh, of course, the other thing is it's been bloody hot. My gallfathers, we've had 40-degree days, that's 100 over 100 Fahrenheit, and it is just so hot. So when a day looks like it's a sort of a decent sort of a day, what we're doing is we're saddling up, we're having a bit of a ride, low-key ride for those watching who are keen to jump on the animal cruelty bandwagon. So we go out in this light horse saddle, which weighs about the same as a pair of G-string knickers, and we don't do much in the way of jumping logs or galloping. We take it pretty easy, but you can't film and ride because it's too much. So we ride early morning, and that's yet another reason for the last 3 months. So maybe that covers why we haven't been around for 3 months. Fitting well. It's not like rumours of my death have been greatly exaggerated. What happened is I wasn't gone off YouTube for very long, and I got some lovely people, lovely people sending me messages saying, I hope you're okay, Steve, hope you're well, why aren't you putting any videos up? Oh, I answered all of them privately in emails from all around the world. Really nice. Canada, North America, quite a few, England, Australia, of course, none from any of the Soviet bloc countries. Anyway, that's just gibberish there. Take no notice, probably get cut out, might not. So really, perhaps we've got to a point now where we've got this video, we're back, we're going to possibly make some videos, we'll see how we go. He's really keen. We go out for a ride. It's a bloody hot day, 40 degrees. He's all saddled up, ready to go. We don't ride when it's 40. Early morning when it's going to be 40 later. And the lad leaves where he's been saddled up and he tries to come straight in here. He makes it plain he wants to get back into he misses the filming role, don't you, mate? You can tell by looking at him now and seeing the excitement. The unparalleled excitement of being back on the fun side of the camera. Rightio, we're back. Have I said that about 27 times? If you watch this whole video right the way to the end, you are seriously unwell. Cheers, till we meet again. Au revoir, arrivederci, auf Wiedersehen, sprechen die Deutsch. See you later.